Kia ora koutou, no mai, haere mai, and welcome to Frogs on Friday. On today's show, we're looking specifically at Wellington. So in Mahi Media, we'll take a bit of a look at the Wellington labour market. As always, we'll go through our hot jobs across New Zealand, Australia, and the UK. And then I'm joined by Peter Crestani, so our branch manager for Wellington. So to look at if you're ready to navigate your government collaboration with Frog Recruitment, and to really discuss our status as an all-of-government approved supplier of talent acquisition, and what that means and how our team can help you to find the right talent quickly, or vice versa, to be able to find employment opportunities within the sector. And we will finish off with our social media poll results. Let's go through to Mahi Media. Now, today, Mahi Media, we're zoning in on Wellington and particularly the labour market. Now, the unemployment rates tell a good story for Wellington. So if you have a look there, with Wellington City maintaining a low rate of 3.4%, which is well below the national average of 3.7%. From the December 2023 quarter. Now, on face value, things look good for Te Whanganui Atara Wellington, but I do expect to see this rate increase in the first half of the year particularly. So, of course, public sector employees make up a big chunk of the Wellington labour market, with around 45% of New Zealand public servants based in Wellington. And, you know, reading the news, the coalition government has signalled a drive to reduce costs across government agencies. And it's likely that headcount reductions will be included in those costs and seem a little bit inevitable for many departments. So it will be interesting to talk with Peter Crestani later in the show for his take on the Wellington market, and how job seekers and hiring managers can seize opportunities within this quite unsettled market. But first, let's take a look at the hot jobs of the week. Okay, so first up for New Zealand, we have a temp role. So this is a warehouse or pick packer operative based in East Auckland, and looking at a pay rate of starting from $24 per hour, of course, with the 8% holiday pay and bells and whistles. For this one, you will need a current forklift license, and your main duties are around loading and unloading incoming shipments of containers. So you will need some experience in general warehousing tasks, and particularly around dispatch and receiving. If you're interested in this type of role or any other warehouse work, get in touch with Scott Bannister from our Auckland team. Okay, let's have a look at our perm role of the week. So this is a field service technician. Again, based in Auckland. So Auckland didn't want Wellington having all the spotlight this week, it seems. So for this one, it's ranging between a starting salary of 65,000 to 80K. And looking at maintenance and efficiency of equipment and facilities within the warehouse. So a lot of planned maintenance. For this, if you're interested in this or similar field service technician roles, get in touch with Julia Yen from the Auckland office to find out more. Okay, and then over to London. So this week's role is a legal secretary. This is a permanent position. And you'll need those, as well as having that experience within the legal sector, need to be proficient with your IT skills, and particularly with Office 365. Looks like for this one, if you have experience supporting fee earners within the IP space, that will be an advantage for this role. Again, if you are looking to make the move to the UK, get in touch with any of the team. They'll be happy to see you in our office in London. And let's look at the Australian job of the week.
Hi everyone, are you looking for a full-time legal support role in the Sydney CBD? The team and I are currently recruiting a number of roles for multiple boutique, national, global and top-tier firms in the Sydney CBD. All of these roles are full-time permanent positions across various areas of law, including corporate law, insurance law, disputes and litigation, and much, much more. These prestigious firms offer a range of benefits, including hybrid working, industry-leading parental leave, home office allowances, competitive salaries, and staff discounts as well. If you're an experienced legal assistant who is proficient in billing and email management, this role may be right for you. To inquire about the roles and learn more about the technical skills or requirements, contact me via phone or email for more information via the details below. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Hi there, Peter. Lovely to have you on the show today.
Good afternoon. How are you going?
Not too bad. Now, we saw from the results there that it is actually looking quite good for Wellington, but maybe it feels a little bit different on the ground. And, you know, we're nearly through, having gone through that first quarter of 2024. I'm sure the results might be a little bit different when they come out. What's your feeling of the market in Wellington right now, particularly in that government space?
Yeah, it's really challenging at the moment. I think we're still to see the flow-on effects of the reductions in the government sector. A lot of the government agencies are now working through their plans of what they're going to do to achieve the 6.5% to 7.5% reductions in costs. And I think that will flow into the second and third quarters of this year. So those figures look pretty good, but I think they're going to change quite significantly in the near future.
Yeah, and now of course you've had many years of experience. I won't say how many, but many years of experience working within this space, and I'm sure you've seen the ups and downs within the industry as well. What do these changes mean for, say, hiring managers within the public sector, as well as job seekers or employees in that space?
Yeah, well, I think it's quite challenging. The first thing for hiring managers is having those deciding on what's going to happen, have the plan, and then executing. And that's emotionally quite challenging when you're dealing with people's lives. So I think make sure that if you're a hiring manager and you have to make those changes, look after yourself as well as your team. Really important. The flow-on effects will be for, as a hiring manager on that side of things, will be that for some roles, there's still going to be skill shortages. So technical roles, which are very specific in nature with a small talent pool, they're still going to be difficult to recruit for. On the other side of it, for more general roles, there's probably going to be quite a flow of candidates. I've heard of some roles that have been advertised in the project space where they're getting a couple of hundred applications. So, and then the challenge for the hiring organisations is managing that flow. So using a recruiter can be really helpful in that space, even though it sounds counterintuitive, but we're really good at appropriately refining who you're going to see. So we manage that process really well. We're experienced at doing it. Yet some hiring managers, I was dealing with one earlier in the week, and he's got CVs from about 2 or 3 weeks ago that he still hasn't looked at, and it's not a good look for the employer brand. It's not good for the candidate, and as a hiring manager, you could be missing out on someone really good that could be great for your team. So that's one aspect to it. On the other side, on the specialisation, so if it is a technical role or a role which has a small skill set, you're still going to need to be going out, and it's going to be proactive recruiting for those roles. I've seen this before. There's a lot of noise and flapping at the beginning of this. It'll calm down, and you work through it. A lot of pressure on contractors to, I was talking to a chap this morning, and he's got contractors that work for him. They progressing them, or having conversations really about moving from hourly contract roles to fixed term or permanent. Some people will do that and some won't. So there's going to be challenges with that. So it is a very up and down market, but it will come right. 6 months' time, it'll calm down, and we'll be at a more stable supply and demand component of the market. So a little bit of danger, not really danger. It's flux to go through so far.
Yeah, a little teething problems. And where can you and the team, so highly experienced within this space, particularly supporting government agencies and with policy, so where can we fit into things and really be able to provide that value through these challenging times?
Yeah, well, it would be around our network. So the vast majority of our placements come from people we know or someone that we know. So in our networks are very extensive. So while you might have lots of candidates, it's how do you make those decisions about who's good, who's not. So we can help that with, as an organisation, Frog has had a number of accolades over the last few years, in particular around candidate care. So managing your candidates, because in the medium term, things are going to change. So if you treat people badly or not appropriately, you don't get back to them, that really impacts on your organisation's brand. So you need to still be protective and be timely in the way you work. The other thing you say for some roles, if there's a contract role, we can help on the payroll side of things. We're on the all of government payroll for recruitment, and the other, we are on the all of government contract, so making sure that you're dealing with people that know what they're doing in the government space, I think is really important. And the specialisations in those depths, particularly in policy and project and analysis kind of roles. So having said that, we've got a variety of roles at the moment. I think the market might be changing a little bit. Well, this week it seems to be better. So what happens next week? I had the question someone yesterday. It might be a little bit better. What's going to happen in the future? I don't know. Timing will be what the timing will be. So I think we just all need to keep our powder dry and work through and be calm and level-headed about it, because it will change.
It's an interesting point you made before. So for a lot of employers or organisations where they're starting to see an increase in applications, For a start, I'm sure they're thinking, oh, this is great, it's starting to swing, and there's finally a lot more to choose from, and we can do this ourselves. But of course, there's a range of other challenges that presents as well, and being able to still work efficiently and effectively while suddenly trying to put on a recruiter hat when that's not your normal job, and
Yes.
to wade through those responses can create its own challenges as well.
Yeah, and you can miss some of the, so you've got a whole lot of candidates, and you could be quite prescriptive in your criteria. But often in recruitment, it's the intuition from experience that you go, oh, this person might not look quite right, but you talk to them and go, oh, actually, so like an onion, you peel another layer, and then there's another layer, and you go, oh, gee, that would be great. And it would be very easy in some circumstances to actually just go, no, they're not right. So I think that's dealing with experienced people, I think, is really important. It's the science versus the art part of recruitment. And the art part, you need time to learn. You need to learn the craft of it and dealing with people.
Fantastic. Well, I can see your details on the screen there below. So if you are interested, or even just need to kind of chew the fat and to be able to talk about the changes within the market and come up with a plan to be able to, I guess, anticipate some of those changes coming, feel free to get in touch with Peter and the wonderful team in Wellington. It looks like it's a nice, bright, sunny day there today. You can see the sun shining through.
We'll
see how long that lasts. Excellent. Well, thanks, Peter. Let's take a look now at the polls from last week. Okay, so we asked if you're considering moving to New Zealand on a working holiday in the near future. So obviously we must have asked our friends from overseas. Good news, 55% said, yes, I am. Well, Haere mai, welcome. We look forward to seeing you. So be sure to get in touch with the Frog team in Auckland and Wellington. And we do recruit all across New Zealand, so we can point you in the right direction if you're on your travels as well. Okay, let's take a look at the poll for this week. Okay, in your performance review at the end of 2023, did you receive a pay increase or any new benefits? So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this one comes out. We were starting to see those pressures at the end of the year, particularly on businesses who may not have been able to offer the same kind of increases as they would in other years. So interesting to see if you were able to benefit from a pay increase at the end of last year. Okay, that's it for today's show. Thanks again for joining us, and we'd love to see your comments and experiences through the various channels there. So feel free to add your comments and look forward to seeing you next week. Ngā mihi nui.